Hello everyone and welcome to the FIA Nations Cup. This is obviously the official season. This is round number 6 and we're at Dragon Trail Seaside Reverse in Group 1 course. Now I do like this track, Seaside in reverse, and I like Group 1, so I figured why not go for it, because I know I said I'm not doing Nations Cup. I'm just going to cherry pick the rounds I actually enjoy and we'll just race them and make sure we stay in that top 10 of the UK. So here's my qualifying lap. As you can see on the right side, all been red so far. So this is our last lap shot basically. It's now or never to get a lap in. Now there's a few cars you could use here. You could use the Audi, the 2016 car, which was faster over one lap, so you'll see them towards the front. And then you could use the Porsche, which was better in terms of the race pace. It would try and keep its boost longer. It could generate the boost for longer as well. And then the odd person like Lightning using the Audi e-tron, because Lightning likes to troll people. Going through here, you can see we're catching up to Jomas up ahead a little bit here, but we actually nail this a little bit. A bit slow through there, a bit more of the track we could use on the left hand side, but even so we come up to the end of the second sector and into this left-hander. So we try and get turned in early so we can accelerate out, because obviously if you're turning you can't use that boost. We straighten the car up as fast as we can, accelerate now towards this final chicane. This chicane, you've got to sort of go in tight, can get a good run out the corner, and we just missed the first part of the apex. We try and get that second part done perfectly, and we have a little bit of slipstream from Jomas as well as we head towards the line now. Where are we going to come initially in this qualifying? As we head there, thank you Jomas for the slipstream by the way. It's a 22.8, which is okay-ish. You can go a little bit quicker in the Porsche. But even so, I'm fairly happy with that in terms of Porsche lap times. That was a one-lap showdown. Wasn't the quickest Porsche out there. I think Key was in this race. There's Adam on P1, TRL Audi P2. You notice it's all the Audi R18s. Then Lightning in the Audi Vision Gran Turismo. Then we have Calster, then OVD Thunder, M Thomas P6. Unusual for M Thomas, being a Group 1 specialist, downforce specialist. There's Key in the first of the Porsches. Afo also following Lightning steps there with the Audi Vision Gran Turismo. Devil Air P11. Adam in P12. P13 for Giorgio. So this is where, you know, we are about. Parata P14. Matty in P15. Not a good qualifying session for him. P16 for us. So, you know, we're near the back of the grid. We've got a lot of work to do here to make up some ground. Now, we had done one race previous to this. Jomas was behind us again in that race, and we managed to make some serious ground in the race. So that was our goal here again. Make some serious ground. Let's see where we end up in this race and just have a bit of fun as well at the same time. So here we go, instantly on the boost. Now the Audi R18 in front of us has a slightly stronger boost, so you'll see that accelerate away. Joe Quain F1 there going defensive already, slightly unusual that. Must have missed a gear or something earlier on. As we come into this left hander, you see how close everyone is. Now, Dirty Air in the chicane, very bad for you. So a lot of people are going to try and take this as safe as possible. As I say, you know, Dirty Air, chicane, not good. Understeer, you crash, there's going to be carnage. Especially the further up the grid you are, there's going to be a pile-up. So you've got to be careful of that as we're coming into this left-hander now. If you want to watch the full live stream of this, do check out the description below. The full live stream is always there. It's time-stamped as well. You can see there, we just cut up to Matty a little bit on the exit of that corner. And we have Giorgio and Parata that were going side-by-side. There's also another car in the mix. It's TG Tenka there. Just getting done by Giorgio. Now running wide there on that left-hander, so struggle for the right. So it's 2x2 here. Parata, TG Tenga, Matty and myself as we head towards this left-hander. Matty goes to the inside. I'm not sure where to go here, so Matty goes down the inside. TG Tenga left on the outside there on the curb as well. So we managed to get that position from TG Tenga, who's had an absolutely awful start there. Unfortunate for him. As we come to the end of this first lap, we've already got one position gained, which is good. Any position gained is always a nice feeling, but we've got a lot of work to do here, being in P15. Now, my goal was P10 or lower, of course. Top 10 is always nice to get when you start so far down. So let's see what happens as we continue on. You see Matty there with that stronger boost, a bit of slipstream as well, getting past Parata in that Porsche. In the Jim Esports car. Now, if you want to tell difference between the Williams teams, you got Williams and then the Williams Jim Junior team, I think it is. But basically, it's the yellow and blue car is the junior team. The white and blue car is the you know, the more official team, senior part of the team. So coming through here again, Dirty Out, just managing that as best as we can. As we then come into this left-hander, just making sure we cover ourselves, just staying in the middle of the track really, just to make sure we've not got the best line, but it's slightly defensive at the same time. There's some action going on up ahead as well. I just saw the Vision Gran Turismo car having a battle with, I believe, M. Thomas in the Lazarus car as we come down into the S's again, through the right, then the left. Dirty air, very horrible here. So it's sort of, you've got to manage your tyres a little bit as well, and we were managing the boost. We were braking in the corners, but when you get slowed up, you use the boost a lot more, because obviously you've got a lot more speed to catch up. So you can end up using all your boost quite quickly. So we've got to be careful of that. We just ran a bit wide there, a bit deep. There's Calster, who's gone off there on the exit of that corner. So we're getting another position up to P14. That's 2 positions gained so far. And we can see a lot of cars ahead of us. So, you know, there's every potential of making up positions in this race as we leave the corner now. Just making sure we're in this slipstream. And continuing on, you see our boost is building now. That's the nice thing about the Porsche. On the straights, the boost builds. And that's exactly what we want. If we can maintain that boost, we can get overtakes done. So coming into here, a lot of action going on up ahead between a number of cars side by side. Now, you don't want to go side by side through the chicane. We know what happens if you try and do that. Carnage is the best word. So if you look up ahead, unfortunately for some people, there's a bit of carnage, and we somehow thread the needle. We managed to make a number of positions out, and Key's got a penalty as well. So what actually happened, you can check it in the live stream as well. As I say, that's in the description. But basically, Key slightly tapped one of the barriers due to understeer. Afo's got a penalty there. TG Tenka actually hit Afo, even though Afo was ghosted, so that's unfortunate. So we're getting another position. But yeah, slight contact with a barrier, then caused a little bit of a Constantina effect, which caused a bit of carnage. And if you look very closely, when I actually threaded the needle there, I actually managed to just avoid Giorgio, who was in the middle of spinning out, basically. So a bit of luck in there, but also a little bit of driver input as well. Managed to get through that carnage. So up to P9 now, so we're where we want to be, essentially, you know. We're in the top 10. This is all bonuses now. We've got Key, who's got to take his penalty. Takes on the racing line, which is a bit unfortunate, so we have to go round the outside there. Don't lose too much time, fortunately, and we continue on now towards the next lap number 4. So there's a bit of a gap now to Devil, Steve Gaming, and I think M. Thomas is in front of Steve Gaming as well. But we've got a little bit of spearing space behind, so we can concentrate now and try and get that gap closer. So we advance a lot later on in the race now. Lap number 9, so we've jumped quite a significant margin. I'd say these are the highlights as we head down into the S's. So you can see M. Thomas has lost a position there to Steve Gaming at some point. BFR Devil's up there. In fact, speaking of Devil, speaking of Steve Gaming, unfortunately he's had an incident there through the S's. That's a very common place to make a mistake here at Seaside II. So we're getting another position. P7 now, guys. P7. Back from P16. That's unbelievable. Jomas was P19 and up to P8. So, you know, maybe even more gains than I have in this race as we now continue on. And hopefully, potentially, we can get these moves done up ahead. Now, Jomas, watching his video back, was actually managing the boost a lot better than I was. As you can see, I'm out of boost at this point, so Jomas could actually catch up to me. And you can see that on the left-hand side, that gap is shrinking because he's got a better exit out of that corner with the little bit of extra boost that he's managed to maintain. Something I need to work on really is managing that boost a little more, you know, where potentially I might be coasting a little bit, maybe just accelerate a bit more and dab the brake, and that way I can get a little bit more boost back. So that's something I'm going to look at and work on in the future in any of these Group 1 races. But even so, you can see we're coming through the chicane now. We're managing to survive that just okay. You see our tyres down the left-hand side. It's a no-stop strategy here. You don't want to pit. You lose too much time as M. Thomas and Devil end up fighting here. So we come out this corner. We've got a lot of boost here. So, fortunately for us, Devil's in the middle of the road. So we go down that inside. Just enough room for a car there. Gain another position up to P6 now. And we've got that position actually nailed as we come through the S's. Up to P6, happy days. So next up, M. Thomas. Can we get past this Audi as well and really get up into P5? Can you imagine that? P16 to P5? What an effort that would be. So we come down into this left-hander now. Just lose the rear a little bit there, having to really slow down. But fortunately for us, Devil got a little bit of understeer with the dirty air, so I had to stay behind us there. Couldn't really take advantage of that as we continue on towards this chicane now. Look up ahead, M. Thomas just loses the rear, under braking, catches it, or manages to catch it at least, but we get a good run through there, so we get to use our boost. Obviously, M. Thomas has the slightly stronger boost, so gets to use it as well, and now it's side by side up this start-finish straight. But if you look on TV camera, and now behind us as well, a number of cars there, Jomas there as well. Going up into this left-hander, I'm thinking, okay, I'll try some form of cutback if possible. But unfortunately for M. Thomas at least, he gets punted a little bit by Devil there. Just missed his braking zone. Thomas gave me a little push out of that corner, and we managed to gain another position there. I think M. Thomas would have defended that as well, actually, going into that corner. He knew probably what I was going to do. So really unfortunate there for M. Thomas. So we keep that position at this moment in time. You can see on the TV camera, Thomas and Devil side by side as they head towards this left-hander now. And Thomas, I believe, is going to get this. You can see it side by side on that TV camera. Yes, there you go. Thomas gets it. So we've managed to pull a little bit of a gap here, which is exactly what we want. If we can keep a second gap, happy days. It's out the slipstream. We can just casually get to the end now, because 6.3 seconds, a lot to catch up here, especially with the amount of action we've been involved in. We've been in a lot of dirty air for a while, so obviously the front tyres are a bit more worn than they would be if I was out front like GTP Adam. So through there you go, you can see the understeer and sort of oversteer, the car kicking out a little bit because those tyres are so worn now, as we now head towards the chicane. 2 laps to go essentially. Can we keep hold of this? Into the chicane we go. Lovely through there, happy days, and we exit, but unfortunately Thomas gets a much better exit there, and he's obviously maintained his boost a lot better than I have, because he's now in that slipstream, and this has me concerned a little bit. I don't want to lose this position, because P16 to P5, I mean, what a shot. I mean, for Thomas, if he got P5, it'd be even more extraordinary, to be honest. P19 to P5, so I did want to try and keep this position. I knew that going into the chicane, I would have a significant advantage over Thomas because of the dirty air. It's so hard to drive the chicane in dirty air when the person in front of you has clean air. So coming through here, I can drive it a bit quicker. You see Thomas hit the barrier there, trying to maintain that speed that I was maintaining through there. Loses all that time once again. So woohoo, we're back up to that 1 second, which is exactly what we wanted as we come through that left-hander, get it straight and just absolutely go. Not sure whether Devil went for a move there, but even so, we'll advance towards the final lap now, and we've kept that gap of 1 second. So we just have to get towards start-finish straight, maintain that gap, make sure slipstream doesn't come into play. We come through this corner one final time. I actually drop a gear just to make sure I make the corner, and we head up towards this left-hander one final time into the braking zone. Look at the understeer I'll get. There you can see it, understeer and a bit of oversteer, and just point and squirt. That's all we're doing here. Get out the corner as fast as we can, use that boost where possible, and we head towards the chicane now. In we go. Taking it nice and easy here. As long as we don't make a mistake, happy days. Not even full on the throttle on the exit, and there we go. How about that, guys? P16 to P5. What a race that is. See how happy I am in the camera there. I'd say the live stream is below. Jean was very happy with that as well. P19 to P6. Unbelievable performances there from both of us, in my opinion. Top Porsche as well, which is always happy days. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. Say P16 to P5, what a job. Nations Cup actually working out in our favour for a change. But that's it for me for now. Thanks so much for watching. I will see you in the next video.